Miles Davis, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a great evening. I just finished watching, well, not just like an hour ago, watching World Cup Mexico beating South Korea. So that was pretty cool. Viva Mexico, cabrones, as they say. Yeah, it was really nice. Got to see that with my son. Had a great time doing that. And now I'm ready to rock and roll here on Rumble. Hope you're all having a great evening. I know I am. It is. It was good. I'm a little like very relaxed, very mellow because I was like, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I'm not like, I was never into the World Cup. Then I started dating a Mexican woman. And now I'm all in for Mexico. How about that? How about that? Viva Mexico. All right. Let's get this party started, shall we? It does not look like I'm featured tonight. And what are you gonna do? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. I can live. I can figure it out. Welcome to Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist. It's a show where you get to, if you choose, put your ask in the chat. And if you're having an issue or something's bothering you, or you just life's kicking you in the teeth a little bit, you can say, hey, what do I do? And I'll be happy to help you out with it. I'm an unlicensed therapist, and I'm proud of that. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start off with Reddit. Reddit, they got some crazy stuff happening to these Redditors. I'll tell you that. But let's check out the first one. Am I the asshole for making a friend's daughter cry? It's hard to say no. I mean, you'd almost have to be, wouldn't you? If you make a friend's daughter cry, I mean, that's pretty bad. How do you do that? Did you tease her? Did you hit her? Did you what did you do to make your friend's daughter cry? Are you still friends with your friends? Did she sense something in you that might be malevolent? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what's all going on here. For some context, I'm a waitress for events. Okay. Banqueting. Gotcha. Been one for 5 years. You said it. My ma'am informed me, I guess you're English, her friend is looking for a job for her daughter. Okay. Here's the thing. My friend's daughter, I was thinking it was like a 6 or 7 year old or a 10-year, like a really young kid that you just made cry. I'm like, you're just mean. So she's the fact that she's older. Okay. I'm going to give you a little more leeway. 16. Yeah, she's still pretty young. All right. Your friend's looking for a job for her daughter, who I've met 3 or 4 times. She's about 16. So she can't work long hours like me. Okay. But just wants the money. Yeah. There you go. So you do waitressing for events and banqueting. I pulled some strings and got her a job within a week. Well, that was nice of you. I was in my boss's office getting what? I was in my boss's office getting given out to by how careless she was. I guess that's an English expression. Basically, she's getting chewed out. She's dropping plates. Maybe she's Greek. I know. When someone talks to her, she's slapping off the vake. So she's a terrible employee. That's what you're telling me. She's just a terrible employee. I was once a terrible employee, just only once. I got what I thought was my dream job, and it was a nightmare. I lasted 1 day, and this is what happened. I was working in Connecticut. My friend Don, got me a job at Arnie's Arcade. I love video games, love them, and this is like the heyday of arcades and everything. And it was the place to go. It was a really cool arcade. It was top. It wasn't like a mall arcade. It was an arcade. I mean, it was a palace for video games. Anyway, he got me a job there, and I'm like, this is my dream job. So they hand me, they're like, here you go. Here's your outfit, and here's your dustpan and your broom. Go around and broom up and clean up. So I'm like, all right. So I'm walking around. It's my first night. I'm cleaning. I'm doing a bad job, and then some kid's doing really well on Dig Dug or just some video game. I don't remember what it was. And I just start kind of watching it. And I'm just watching a little. I'm just kind of sweeping around because he's doing really good. And it's impressive. So I was like, wow, this guy's really good. So so I don't think much of it. I keep on my merry way. And then all of a sudden, my brand new boss, the manager, my friend's not there the night I was working, goes, come here. He goes, I'm watching you on the cameras. What were you doing over there? Why were you just watching that kid? You need to be working. You need to be working. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't realize like the place is just covered in cameras because I'm looking at him. He's got this just sea This is in the 80s. He's got this sea of cameras watching every nook and cranny of Arnie's. Like you need to watch every nook and cranny of Arnie's. Like it didn't make any sense. Like, why would you need that much? It's like when you walk into an event like at Staples Center or Crypto, and you walk in, you put your credit card in the slot, and there's so many cameras around. All you have to do is take an item and walk out with it, and they'll just bill your card. That's what Arnie's was like 30 years before that. Like, why do you need that much coverage of anything? So I'm like, I can't work in these conditions, and I quit that day. And my friend got really pissed because I'm sure they chewed him out. I don't know how he held up at that place. It's just crazy. You got to have a little bit of freedom. I don't want to work. I'm in this Orwellian nightmare. It's no thanks. And I'd still go back to it and play as a consumer. That was fun. Anyway, that's I thought I got my dream job. It was my nightmare. My dream job was working as a I liked working as a concierge at the Knickerbocker, and I also liked one of my first jobs, which was an usher at a movie theater. That was a good job. I could take girls on dates because I got free tickets, and I could meet them at the movie theater because they would have to come into me and I'd have to tear their ticket, and they'd have to talk to me. No way in otherwise. Can't climb in through the roof. Can't rappel in like Tom Cruise. So I could at least try and get their digits. And then that was a great job, and it was just fun. Everyone there was fun. That was a good job. Arnie sucked. Hey, Des Poetic, thank you for tuning in. And I don't hate to do it, but I don't know. I think this is what happened. Apparently, Arnie was kind of a pedo. Maybe hence all the cameras. I don't know. But I think he got in trouble for touching kids. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to. Hold on. I want to check this out. Arnie's Arcade in, what was it, Westport? Arcade, Westport. Goes to jail. Like, I don't know. If that pulls anything up, it'll be a miracle. It's going to be like, yeah. Okay. See, I was wrong. Arnie K, the eccentric owner of the famous, ladies and gentlemen. I worked there for a day. 1980s Westport, Connecticut video arcade, Arnie's Place, did not go to jail for running his business. However, he was briefly arrested on a trespassing charge. See, I guess they had just made it up that he molested kids. After chaining himself to the front doors of the Westport Town Hall in protest of local zoning battles. Okay, well, there you go. There's Arnie. Way to go, Arnie. But yeah, that was a fun place. If you didn't work there. All right, well, they see I learned that today. Turns out he wasn't a child molester. He's just a nut. There you go. Anyway. Okay. Well, I learned, see, I was today days old when I learned that. Congratulations to me. Your first job was a volunteer at church camp, worked in the kitchen, and then downtime got to do camper stuff. That's cool. That sounds like fun. First jobs can be fun. They can, and the thing about a first job is you can quit them really quick if you don't like it. All right, let's get back to this first job for this lady here. All right, so she's dropping stuff all over the place. Obviously, she's not going to last. We know that. After the second week, I caught her giving free drinks and food to friends in the bar. Yeah, she's got to go. Expensive drinks. Well, yeah, I mean, she's getting free drinks. She might as well take the top shelf stuff. I called her out on it and told her she either pays or her friends do. She told me she didn't give them anything and they were already paid, as if I can't check the log. So she's just a terrible liar. She's 16. She's a ding-a-ling. I would, if you were, even though you may be out of your wheelhouse, I would just fire her, even though, because you're the one who hired her. She's terrible. My mom is telling me to coach her more, and I don't know. This feels like a full-time job. You're not coaching her. You're basically almost like what do they give a drug addict? They have like a minder or someone who follows them around to make sure they don't buy drugs and do drugs. These celebrity drug addicts, chaperone type person. You didn't sign on for that. No, just tell her to get another job someplace else until she's ready to behave like an adult at the nice job you got her. She probably would have made decent tips at. Anyways, all right. So I try to talk to her more, but the kid is like a rebel. She doesn't care. Yeah, she's 16. What I said, she flirts with the older chefs who couldn't gaff and purposely falls into male staff who couldn't gaff. I guess this is all English terms for not interested. I tried talking to her on multiple occasions, but she always just walks away. Yesterday, I caught her in the smoking area drinking a cocktail. I could tell she made herself by the color. Ay, ay, ay. I immediately called her out and practically yelled at her. She started crying, threw the drink at the wall, and left work early without telling anyone. Well, I think throwing the drink at the wall is kind of telling everybody. My boss is holding me accountable. That sucks because we'll pay for the glass and the damage to the wall, I guess, because I referred her and my ma'am, and her ma'am are telling me I went too far. No, you're not. Um, you're Irish. Well, okay, and this is Ireland. Okay, that's where the ma'am is. I was like, is it England? No, it's Ireland. I should know. I'm Irish. The legal drinking age 18, but I think 17 under adult supervision, you can get a drink. You can probably drink at any age in Ireland. Let's be honest. So no, you're not the asshole in any way, shape, or form. You tried to do this girl a solid, and she was just awful, just awful. How's she slinging drink at 16? Yeah, well, like I said, it's Ireland. Ireland, England. I think a lot of European countries are pretty loosey goosey on that. We went to a restaurant. It was my sister lives in rural Pennsylvania, and the girl waiting on us couldn't have been more than 13. She looked like she was 50, but the way she handled her carried herself, she had a pencil in her, above her ear, and she's like, "Yeah, what can I get you? What would you like? You want to know what the specials are?" She's like 13, going on like 35. I'm like, that's just crazy. Yeah, yeah, it's England. Or no, it was actually Ireland, but England, same difference, same no difference. Same, same, no difference. All right, let's get back to it here. So let's hit the next one. I think so far everyone's been clean. Everyone's been good. All right, let me go back here. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. Boom. My boyfriend broke up with me because I didn't tell him I was diagnosed with borderline 10 years ago. All right. On the first day of therapy, my current therapist says I don't have it. Am I the asshole? No, I think he was just looking for a reason to break up with you. That's just what's going through my head right now. My boyfriend broke up with me because I didn't tell him I was diagnosed with borderline 10 years ago on the first day of therapy. And my current therapist, here's the thing with that. I know I'm an unlicensed therapist and everything, but a lot of times for insurance, you have to do a quick diagnosis, even if it's not that accurate. The insurance company doesn't want to pay on anything. You need to put something down so you can keep getting paid and they can keep getting help. So you're almost forced into just taking not enough time to properly diagnose someone. Now, you might be right. It might, whatever is, might be obvious, but it might not be. So you might have what we'd call a false diagnosis, where something's up, but that's you guessed wrong, or you extrapolated wrong from the data, or whatever you want to say. But anyways, that's 10 years ago. Your current therapist says you're fine. So go with the current therapist. That's why I think he's just looking for a reason to break up with you. You're diagnosed with ADHD, bipolar 2, autism, and panic disorder. Okay, well, that's a lot of stuff. You just said one thing. So, I mean, you got a lot of things happening there. Now, is this all from the same therapist? Because he did a shitty job diagnosing you on the first one. I told him all the things going on, and he absolutely accepted it. All right, so what's the problem? I don't get I think the problem is he doesn't like you anymore, and he's looking for an out. The other day we were talking, and I told him the first diagnosis I ever got was borderline, but pretty much every therapist I've had since then told me it was incorrect, and I got taken off my chart a long time ago. Yeah, see, they just needed something to put in. They needed to fill in the bubble sheet with some number for something on the DSM. I was diagnosed with borderline on the first day of therapy at age 20 because, yeah, I told you, the insurance providers will only cover your therapy if you're diagnosed with something. I told you. I knew it. It's just shitty. Like, insurance companies should give you at least 3 visits before you as a therapist need to diagnose whatever it is. You're like, borderline. Everyone's got a favorite. Borderline's a pretty common one, I think. It's an easy one, better than a psychosis. Pretty much all my therapists have told me that they cannot figure that out after meeting them once. Exactly. And bipolar and autism pretty much explain the bulk of my symptoms. So you basically have bipolar and you have autism. But my boyfriend broke up with me, and he says he won't date borderline girls. You know what? You're better off. Like, honestly, you're fine. This guy sounds like a chub. Don't worry about it. I'm pissed. I'm pissed, but quite frankly, he can stuff it. Good for you. That's the attitude. He was fine with everything else, but not that. Yeah, that's where he draws the line. We've only been dating for a month. Yeah, screw that guy. So it's not that bad a loss. Plenty of fish in the sea. Exactly. You have the right attitude. Am I the asshole for not telling him about the borderline? No, you're not. You said yourself, and I just told you. The only reason they gave you that is so because the insurance company demanded they get some kind of diagnosis on the first visit, which is really just absurd and ludicrous at its face. But they so the therapist has to give you something that they can then take off later. But they need it because obviously you have the borderline personality disorder, which is the real thing that I think you're going to therapy for. And so that's it. That's it, right? Was it the borderline? Which was it's the bipolar. Sorry, the bipolar and the ADHD. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm 30, he's 34. You got out of a 7-year marriage and he was your rebound guy. Well, there you go. Worked out perfect. Rebound guys, you're not supposed to be with that long anyway. So good for you. Good for you. And you're not the asshole. So, yeah, certifiable. Thank you. Everyone is borderline. That's the thing. That's right. That's why as a therapist, you pick borderline because pretty much everybody is borderline, It's an easy one. There's not a huge stigma to it, and they can always take it off later and go, I was wrong, but, at least we got insurance to figure it out that you're actually bipolar or you're actually this or you're actually, narcissistic. Who knows? Exactly. So I don't have any problem with, I mean, that's what they got to do. You can't really blame the therapist. The therapist is just doing what they have to do. And that is come up on day one, on meeting one, after they give you all the informed consent stuff, come up with how you're messed up in the head, so you can continue getting therapy. Isn't it weird? It's kind of crazy. All right, let's move on. But yeah, it is wrong. I just feel like insurance companies should pony up for at least 3 visits so you could really adequately diagnose. Because that first meeting, you know nothing about the person. Really, what you're doing is you're just kind of setting the table for the therapy. You're trying to get a feel for them. You need to let them know all of the, the privacy concerns. You have to let them know about informed consent. You have to let them know about mandated reporting. You have to let them know all these things. Well, that takes up time in the session. And so once you're done with all that, what do you got? 10 minutes to be like, okay, borderline personality. Just come on, stop it. Am I the asshole for not wanting to financially support my sister-in-law? I don't think so. No one's been an asshole tonight. So why would you be any different? We're on a roll tonight with people not being assholes. It's kind of a great thing. But Tatanka, I think, is right. Blessings to you too, by the way. Yeah. All right, let me see what we got here. Am I the asshole for not wanting to financially support my sister-in-law? My sister-in-law is 27, is always complaining and needing support for one thing or another. Okay, so she's just a perpetual victim. She is constantly needing money or a place to stay or emotional support. So she's very draining on every person around her. And she obviously got some issues. The situations she's in are never her fault. Yep, it's narcissist. Everything's somebody else's fault. I'm always the victim. She has been living with one family member or another for as long as I've known her. They can only take her for so long, and they just kind of pass her around like a hot potato, or maybe a crazy potato. My sister-in-law had her 2 kids moved in with my girlfriend at the time and her roommate. Sister-in-law lived there several months and most of the time didn't have a job. She never paid rent or bills. Her kids were constantly breaking things. Yeah, she's probably just as shitty a mom as she is an employee. Just overall being a lot to deal with. And it was just tough all around. So no, you're not the asshole. She's a burden. It's one thing to support someone who's trying to better themselves or who's fallen on hard times, but is part of the process of bettering themselves. It's another when someone's just a lazy person who doesn't want to do anything and just wants to sponge off of you. That's a completely different scenario. Now that sponge, that narcissistic, it's everybody else's fault but mine person can over time change and become somewhat enlightened as to their situation, how they are the cause of it. But it's not a guarantee, is it? Anyway, she stayed there until my girlfriend and I wanted to move together into a smaller place. So that worked out for you. And she had to find another place to stay. Good. She moved in with her grandparents for a while until they got sick of her. Until they made her leave, they got sick of her. Then a friend until the same thing. They got sick of her. Isn't everyone on to her yet? Isn't she running out of people to sponge off of? She finally got a job. There you go. Look what happens when everybody finally gives you some tough love. and her own apartment. There you are. But within 6 months, she got pregnant. And I can almost guarantee she got pregnant to regain sympathy and start this couch surfing thing again. So she doesn't have to work. And so she can just couch. It's like, hey, it's a new me. It's a new kid. You got to take me for another 2 or 3 months, everybody. Auntie Jane and Uncle Frank and mom and dad and grandpa and grandma, everybody. She's really bad, this one. Really bad. I assume she's not married to the father. I would just guess. Some rando dude, probably. Um, okay. So she finally got a job and her own apartment, but within 6 months got pregnant with her third kid and was fired for constantly calling off work. Not surprising. She moved in with her baby daddy. Okay, well, I guess that's good. But he soon lost his job too. Okay, yeah. My wife's stance has always been that she's been dealt a shitty hand and she needs our support until she can get back on her feet. You need the tough lover, man. She's just gonna keep sponging on you. Look what happened when you all got together as a family unit, and you had a tough love session with her. She actually wound up getting a job, and then she couldn't take it anymore, so she got herself knocked up, so she could leave the job and again start getting some re-earning some sympathy, and then start sponging off y'all again. What you need to do is you all, as a group, all the relatives need to sit down with her and be like, "We are not supporting you. You can go to a shelter or something. We will. It's tough love. We will only support you. We'll take your kids, but not you." But we will only support you if you get a job, if you start, bettering yourself, because otherwise it's just going to get worse. I'll tell you, I'll run you the scenario right now. She's on her third kid. So she'll run through everybody, run through the gauntlet again of every couch, and everyone's going to get sick of her again. And now there's even more kids to deal with, and she's going to be just as shitty a mom as she was the first time. And she'll eventually, everyone will get sick of her, and she'll finally have to get another job, and she'll hate it. And so she'll get knocked up again, and she'll just keep doing it until she's, got like 12, 13 kids, until her kids are old enough to support her sorry ass. Anyway, uh, but this time around, she's got nothing but support, always finds a way to screw it up. Yeah, she gets tons of support. That's why she does it. She's now constantly asking us for money, crying for help about her life. Yeah, she's trying to build up a new bevy of sympathy so you'll all give her stuff, and making us feel guilty for not supporting her enough. Am I the asshole for thinking she needs to make her own way and she shouldn't be, and we shouldn't be responsible for her life? You are not the asshole, and you should stick with that. You should stick with that, because she's just going to get worse. I mean, she's just going to keep getting worse. I feel bad for the kids. They're the ones who suffer the most in that situation. I mean, God, I don't know. I don't know what you do with that, because she's just going to keep knocking out kids, either to get your sympathy or to get money from the state. I mean, this is what we're dealing with this friggin' woman. You're not the asshole, though. That part's easy. Fixing her, that part's hard. Yeah, slap her upside the head with she's got three shitty diapers to choose from, since she got these three kids, all probably from different baby daddies. Um, right? That's not really a stretch, is it? I feel like that's probably pretty accurate. The reverse button on the wrong one. Even with the old software, the software I am good at, I sometimes struggle. Is everything live? Yeah, it's all back. Ay. It's embarrassing. All right, let's keep rocking and a rolling, moving in a groove and splishing and a splashing. Woo! All right. All right. So there's a sister-in-law. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's definitely not the asshole. No way. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Yeah, I'm always wrong buttoning it. Wrong buttoning it. Wrong buttoning in it. Am I the asshole for telling an owner of dogs to F off and have her dogs on leashes? No. That's just basic courtesy. Like, basic courtesy is it's like, I don't understand people. They think they're the only ones. The world revolves around them, and everyone, bows to their whims and their wishes, and just they're They're the lead character in everybody else's story. It's just like, come on, just common courtesy. All right, you went to a plant nurseries. I want to get prices on plants I want for the garden. I'm going to go crazy. Just going to give you a crazy suggestion here. You could take it or you could leave it. They probably have a website. You could do it that way. 10 seconds after walking in, I get a text message from my wife finalizing where to meet friends for breakfast. I immediately get distracted with a dog zooming past me down the path and disappearing around the bushes. Is it your dog? I think to myself, oh, okay, it's just their dog. I think to myself, owner's dog, he keeps the dog on the property to scare off burglars. I'm not phased, and I'm messaging my wife. I don't know where the dog jumps on me, sniffs my phone, and licks my hands. At least he's not bite you. But yeah, it's a bit of a pain in this. And runs off, disappears again. I'm thinking same dog. I look down. I have paw prints on my jersey and jeans. I understand it's a pet and they do that. I have a dog. Yeah, but come on. You got to keep these things on a leash. Unless you're like by yourself, if you're just walking by yourself and there's no one around you, yeah, that's fine. But that's just a kind, just so another dog doesn't attack them. They don't attack another dog. They don't tear up somebody's things accidentally. I keep walking, messaging my wife. Out of the corner of my eye, a lady emerges walking towards me and she stops maybe 5 meters from me and calls her dogs. I guess she noticed another customer on the property and she wants to put the dog on the leads. Yeah, no kidding. They come towards her and one immediately comes toward me and again jumps on me. Now, this is a nursery. It's outside. It's a little muddy. Oh, you're getting filthy. And I look down and it's paw prints. Ay, ay, ay. It looks a little worse now. No worries. The dog gets off me and walks towards the lady. The lady tells the dog not to jump, but she makes no effort to put the dogs on the leash. So she still doesn't put them on the leashes. Ay, ay, ay. Now I start walking off and I'm a little annoyed. Yeah, I would be too. And I guess she saw that. I'm annoyed and again said nothing. She immediately turns around and says, oh, somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed. This is the thing. The narcissism, it's everybody else's fault, but it's but not mine. You're the problem because you woke up on the wrong side of it. Not that I'm a terrible dog owner who can't control my pets or refuse, not that I can't, but refuses to do any sort of control of my animals. It's always the same. It's just this mentality of entitlement and everyone else. I am the lead in everybody else's play. Stop it, lady. Ay, ay, ay. Keep walking away, not wanting to confront her as what was done is done. She follows me, so she wants a fight. And she says, we mustn't get the little man upset because he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. This time I turned around and told her to fuck off. And briefly, yeah, good for you. I mean, she literally followed you for a fight, and you got to stand up for yourself, or she's just going to follow you some more and complain. But I also would have just brought up the fact, I would have just explained it to her. Even though she's dumb, obviously, you got to explain this to people. You got to listen. You're in a public place. You need to have the dogs on leashes. There's a leash law. What I'm going to do, let me make this easy for you. I'm going to call the animal control guy. He's going to come down. I'll have him come here. You stay here. He'll explain to you how it works because you seem to have no idea how this works, and you seem to think this is just fine. It isn't. And I just want you to understand. You seem to think I'm overreacting here, but this is the rules of law here. You can't just run around like this. So let me calm down. You just wait here. And you can ask him all the questions and he can explain the rules to you because you don't seem to know a fucking thing. And then see what she says. All right, that's a little aggressive, but still, it bothers me, man. It just bothers me. When people are just rude, just uncivilized. She's uncivilized. That's what she is. Okay, there we go. By the way, if you didn't find out already, Mexico won tonight. How about that? That was pretty cool. I hit the wrong button. Dang it. Dag nabbit. All right, let's get to the next one. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. Am I the asshole for kicking my friend and his baby out of my house? Yeah. I think so. Friend and his baby. You can kick the friend out, keep the baby. Don't kick the baby out. I know I was talking about that other one, but I think that's it's a different scenario. My son and I live together in a single family house. I have a friend who, you know what? Let me see. Let me share it. Let me do that. There we go. My son and I live together in a single family house. I have a friend who I haven't seen in years, but recently reconnected over Instagram. We grew up close. We're both admittedly troublemakers. All right. Since hanging out and going to university. He's got a son. Okay. This old friend contacts me. We have shared interests or whatever. All right. Over several months, I find out he has a young baby. That's kind of important information. And needs a place for him and his daughter. That's his young baby. He's had it rough. Baby's mom is in a shelter on rehab. He's trying to raise the baby on his own. Okay. So far, I don't, seems all right. Helping him out. I agree he could stay this summer as long as he abides by a few rules. Not a dry house, but beers, yeah, cleanliness. Not inviting people over. My son lives there. Yep. No drugs. Yep. Initially unspoken, but clarified through casual conversation. Okay. So that seems very legitimate and very reasonable. That was it. Just lay low, get your shit together. Yeah, save money, take care of the baby, responsible drink, no drugs. Yeah, it seems like a very good deal for this guy. Last night, I wake up to hear voices at 3:20 a.m. He brought someone over, despite the above. He said he had no choice and that she got out of work late and they were just hanging until morning. Yeah, well, I mean, the guy, he's horny and he wants to hook up. But yeah, with your son there, that's not cool. And it just it's violating the rules of the house. Get a hotel or something, bro. Or I don't know, do it outside. My son happened to not be with me that night, but there was no way for them to know that. So, okay. So I confronted him and said, I'd think about what to do after work. I didn't even ask them to leave and left them both at home while I went to work. I thought about it all day. I just don't have the mental energy to worry about whether he's trying to sneak something past me. Yeah, it's just a dick move. Here you are going out of your way to help him. And he's his own worst enemy, And what about his kid? Like his infant? Just really, just very thoughtless, very selfish, very self-centered. After work, I told him he had till Sunday to find new arrangements. Yeah, seems reasonable. He blew it big time. When my son returns from camping, he's now stomping around with his baby in the dark, making a big deal about leaving in the night, even though he still has 10 days to go. ah, so there's now a baby outside of my house crying. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. It's just the worst part of all this is that they make kids. These terrible parents make kids, and the kids suffer. And you just hope that there's like a grandparent or some responsible adult who can take in this child. And a lot of times these people going to jail is actually a good thing because the child winds up not being raised by these ludniks, by these idiots, by these imbeciles, and finds a sympathetic person, gets adopted maybe, or a sympathetic family member who's not a complete buffoon, moron. Um, you know, doesn't always happen that way, but it's nice when it does. uh, Good times. All right, let me go here. Yeah, so far I think no one's really been an asshole in all these things that we did. I think everyone's been pretty good, pretty solid human beings out there at this point in time. All right, let me yeah, I still like that. She needs to be slapped with a diaper. All right, let me see. I'm having a little bit of a tech issue here. I'm going to try and clean it up. Be forewarned. Be forewarned. I'm going to do, they say never cross the streams. I'm about to cross the streams, but I think it will be worth it. Well, maybe it won't. That didn't work. I'm trying. Streams to make it work. Let's see if it did. No, it didn't work. Yeah, I'm just hoping and a praying, but it didn't work, and it makes me sad. I'm gonna cry. All right, everyone. I had a great time. Thank you for tuning into the show. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be featured tomorrow. I wasn't featured last night or tonight, unfortunately, but maybe I'll give it a shot on. Maybe I'll try the new software again. I don't know. Just trying to make this all work. But I think I like the old software better, and I don't know how to make the phones work on the new software. So, so there's that. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm off. I love you all. God bless you. Viva Mexico, cabrones, and have a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow for more Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist. Remember, if you have a problem, I've got an answer. I'm Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist. Thank you to Tonka. Thank you, Des Poetic. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your evening. Yeah. And treat each other well. That's the secret to a happy life, isn't it? Just be good. Do unto others. And to the jackasses out there, just stop it. Stop being jerks. Stop being jerks. All right, folks. I love you. God bless you. Have a great evening. And I'll see you tomorrow for more Jeff, the Unlicensed Therapist. Bye.